Yes, folks, it's Tales from the Jails with John G. Sutton. Do please like and subscribe. It's easy peasy. You just click the button down below and it really helps, you know. Thank you very much. Anyway, today I want to talk about the failure of, what they call it, Operation Early Dawn. Approximately 10%, probably more by now, of the inmates that were released early under this scheme are now back in prison. Because basically what this system did was open the doors and let the inmates out onto the streets early after 40% of their sentence had been served. 40%. I mean, how do the victims feel about this? Especially the new victims that have been criminalised by the people abused, robbed, attacked. Who knows what they've done? But basically, it's not proving to be the vast success that was hoped for. But what else really could they do? You see, the system that they've got in the prisons at the moment is not functioning. They don't have, as we previously discussed, the proper education or rehabilitation system. What they've got is, in effect, to quote Norman Brown, the ex-governor of Strangeways, they've got a human warehouse. Human warehouses are all over the place. And all they're doing is placating the inmates, which effectively means, like, let's say you've got a recalcitrant teenager of, say, 17 who's at home and misbehaving, and daddy decides to do something about it, so shuts him in his room for a week. Well, just extend that to, say, 6 months, and that's all they're doing, shutting them in a room for a period of time. They've got a computer system, I believe. They've got Xboxes, they've got televisions, they've got people of a like mind to associate with. So all they're doing is, it's a big playground and a school for scoundrels, in effect. And when we're talking about a school, they're not exactly entering into an education program. There is no official rehabilitation system, and people who are entering the system are leaving it prepared for an even more advanced life of crime. That's not to mention the people that are radicalised by the inmates in the prison, who are giving them an ultimatum that they will join their ethnic minority cult or they will face retribution. We're talking about retribution. We're talking about pouring boiling water over them laced with sugar to make it stick to the skin. Talking about them being shanked, attacked on the yard. That's the exercise yard, and just basically being brutalised. So you either join the gang and become one of them, or you're going to get it. And it's working not just for ethnic minority groups, it's working across the system. And of course, because we have now effectively no effective control, not really. I mean, what's happened to the use of the block? What's happened to the liquid cosh? It doesn't exist anymore. Now, I know that it was slightly an offence against human rights to forcibly grip and hold down and inject an inmate against his free will, and I can understand that today it's viewed as an offence. But back in the 70s and 80s, it actually worked. All right, we had massive overcrowding then, but we didn't have as many prisons. Now today, the answer seems to be that the Home Office and the Ministry of Justice have decided that what they're going to do is build more prisons. These are just like low-rate hotels to hold and entertain offenders. And when they come out, they haven't been deterred by what they've experienced. They've been fed 3 meals a day. They've been entertained not only by the entertainment system in their cells, but they've also been associating with their good buddies from the streets that they've known before they went in. And even back in the 60s and 70s and 80s when I was around, what was happening was people were coming back into prison on a reasonably regular basis. The book that you should read to show you exactly how this happens is Born in Prison. It's available on Amazon, published by Gadfly Press, edited by Sean Atwood, and written by Lee Marvin. I met Lee Marvin when I was at a show in Manchester, which was a lecture talk given by Michael Francesi, the ex-mafia boss from New York. Very entertaining. And he's a big guy, is Lee Marvin, and his book explains exactly how he used prison as a place of rest in between his continuous recidivistic offending, where he would break into cars, steal money, steal goods, fence them off, and convert the proceeds to drugs such as spice, cocaine, anything he could get his hands on. A very insightful book because it shows you exactly what is happening within the criminal fraternity. My dealings with the criminal fraternity, people who are offending, has been simply to lock them up, administer them, and make an attempt to rehabilitate them. But what we've got today is a system that doesn't rehabilitate them. It simply provides them with a slightly down market travel lodge for them to rest in between their offending behaviour. Then what we do is, because we've put so many people in there, we have to let them out early, even earlier. Now, Operation Early Dawn has gone out there, and they've released thousands of prisoners, and very quickly they're finding their way back into the system. So not only is the system not rehabilitating, not preparing them for a life of in society whereby they become proper citizens and actually contribute to society. No, what it's doing is the jails are actually training them to be even more effective criminals. So there we go. That's a little rant from today from Telstra. Listen, comments. Give me some comments. Insults, I don't mind. Requests. And I did sing that Busy Bee song the other day. It was not particularly effective, but hey, I give it a go, didn't I? And today I'm going to sing you a song. This is again another Chris Christopherson song, because he recently died. And I did like Chris Christopherson. He said that he sounded like a wounded bullfrog when he was singing, which probably links into my kind of vocals, which, let's face it, they ain't particularly good, is they? Mm-hmm. And a shout out to my friend Michael Fair. Michael, how you doing, mate? I'll see you at Christmas, don't forget. Here we go. I'm going to sing you a song now, and I haven't still bloody located that song dinger. Ding dong, ding dong. There you go. That's my impersonation of the bloody song dinger. So you've been warned. Here we go. This is a Chris Christopherson song. I had it on a cassette in the 1970s. Sunday Morning Coming Down. I particularly like this. Are you sitting comfortably? Well, you won't be when I've got halfway through this. You'll be running for the hills, grabbing your goat. Here we are, Sunday morning coming down. Well, I woke up Sunday morning with no way to hold my head that didn't hurt. And the beer I had for breakfast wasn't bad, so I had one more for dessert. Then I tumbled in my closet through my clothes and found my cleanest dirty shirt. Then I washed my face and combed my hair, stumbled down the stairs to meet the day. I'd smoked my mind the night before with cigarettes and songs that I'd been picking. But I lit my first and watched a small kid playing with a can that he was kicking. Then I walked across the street and caught the Sunday smell of someone frying chicken. And Lord, it took me back to something that I'd lost somewhere, somehow along the way. On a Sunday morning sidewalk, I'm wishing, Lord, that I was stoned, 'cause there's something in a Sunday that makes a body feel alone. And there's nothing short of dying that's half as lonesome as the sound of the sleepy city sidewalk Sunday morning coming down. In the park I saw a daddy with a laughing little girl that he was swinging, and I stopped beside a Sunday school and listened to the songs they were singing. Then I headed down the street, and somewhere far away a lonely bell was ringing. Could have been my song, dear. And it echoed through the canyon like the disappearing dreams of yesterday. On a Sunday morning sidewalk, I'm wishing, Lord, that I was stoned, 'cause there's something in a Sunday makes a body feel alone. And there's nothing short of dying that's half as lonesome as the sound of the sleeping city sidewalk and Sunday morning coming down. There you go. Sunday Morning Coming Down, composed by Chris Christopherson and crucified by John G. Sutton. Do please like and subscribe, comments,